Sup YouTube? General Hines, here I am again with another doubleheader, UU battles. I'm just kind of addicted to this tier, I guess. First one's against Wira. I don't even know if I copied his name down right, but yeah. I'm using the same team from last time, but I promise this will be the last time that I record battles using this team. I'm going to start making new teams very soon. But this was a really close battle, and I hope you enjoy it. So as usual, I'm going to lead off with Bronzong, and I knew he was going to lead off with Sableye, but I knew he would taunt first. So predicting his taunt, I'm going to go straight for the Earthquake, and then predicting his Will-O-Wisp the next turn, I'm going to go for Houndoom. Now, I hate Sableye, but I was actually able to play around it very well this game, I think. He brings in Suicune for the Fire Resist, but I'm just going to go straight for the Dark Pulse. I get a crit, I don't think it mattered. But I'm going to go into Azumarill, and he gets the burn. Now, this part is sort of crazy to me. So he gets the burn right away. I have no choice. I got to switch out. Azumarill's useless otherwise. I go into Grumpig. He's going to set up a Calm Mind. Not really fearing too much because I know he can't do that much to Grumpig anyway. But he gets the burn again as I go for the Thunder Wave, hoping to just get some kind of hacks on him. Next turn, I'm going to go for the Heal Bell to recover both my Azumarill and my Grumpig, but then he gets the burn again. And so I have no choice but to do something about that, so I go for the Heal Bell again, but his Scalds are actually doing a decent amount of damage, and I really don't want him to set up anymore, and I don't really care that much about my Grumpig, so I guess I'm just going to go ahead and lose it right now. I get a Taunt off just in case he wants to set up any Calm Minds, but he apparently doesn't, so I bring in Virizion. I'm going to go straight for a Swords Dance, but he's going to predict that very nicely, going to Whimsicott. He has two Prankster users on this team, makes it very, very annoying. This team was definitely difficult. So he Encores me into the Swords Dance, but I'm going to bring in Houndoom. He misses his first Toxic. I don't really know how much that mattered. I mean, Houndoom is Scarfed anyway, so he's sort of in and out all the time. He's sort of my revenge killer. So he's going to go for a sub, but I'm going to go straight. I'm going to be able to take that down, and I'm going to go straight for the Flamethrower, but he's going to bring in Suicune for the resist again, and that's okay. On the switch, as I bring in my Virizion, he is going to go for a Calm Mind. Now, Suicune doesn't really run Ice Beam lately, anymore. I guess it's not really a thing, so I'm not that afraid of anything, but thankfully he doesn't get the burn on the Scald, which is, I guess, what he was hoping for, but he switches out into his Bisharp. And this was probably the first questionable play that he had the entire time. I, of course, have the Justified, and I resist Dark. I guess he was just afraid of this Virizion, and, was trying to get as much damage on it as possible, but I'm not really sure why, because Chandelure could do whatever damage he wanted to, as long as he was careful. So he's going to Revenge Kill with the Chandelure. I'm going to stay in just to see if he's Scarfed, and it turns out that he is, so I'm going to bring in my Bronzong, get in some free rocks up, which is very nice, as he brings in the Sableye, and I know he's probably just going to go for the safe Will-O-Wisp. Even if he goes for Taunt, I'm going to bring in Houndoom, and that's fine. Predicting his switch into Suicune, though, I am going to go for the Dark Pulse, so that ends up working nicely. It is his 2-hit KO on Suicune now, so that Suicune is out of the way, and surprisingly, it wasn't that bad. He's going to bring in the Abomasnow, knowing that I'm Scarfed, which is smart of him. He gets up the Hail. As I bring in Bronzong, he is also going to bring in his Sableye, and I predict him this turn to predict my switch, predicting his taunt, so I go for the Toxic, which was very nice. He does go for the Nightshade. That was a pretty sick prediction on my part, I felt. But he has the Lumberry, which is like, what are you? You're just trying to make this difficult for me, aren't you? But predicting him to go for the Will-O-Wisp this turn, I am going to go into Houndoom, get the Flash Fire Boost, go for Dark Pulse, and actually get the Flinch. Now, he would have just gone for I don't know what, so it's not really a big deal, but the Hail does take him out, and he brings in his Whimsicott. Now, I'm not really sure what he wants to do, but he can't just Encore me, so he does end up going for the Toxic, so that was a nice switch in on the Bronzong. But as he goes for the Leech Seed, I'm going to go for the Toxic. I do hit it, which is great, but he has the Lumberry on the Whimsicott too, which is like, oh, facepalm. Crazy, right? Now this part I kind of fuck up, because he sets up the Leech Seed, and then I'm thinking I'm just going to go ahead and go for, these things don't run sub, right? Yeah, like, why wouldn't they run sub? So I end up hitting Toxic on the Substitute, obviously doing nothing. I'm Leech Seeded, so this Whimsicott is just gaining health by the day, by the minute, and he Encores me in, so I have no choice. So I switch out to Flygon. He sets up some Leech Seed. I'm not too worried about it, because he is taking damage to Hail too, which is very nice. He's going to go for Toxic, but I'm not really that worried, because I'm just going to go ahead and take down the sub with a U-turn, get out of there right away, and bring back in my Houndoom. Now, this was a really good battle all the way through, and at the end of it, it just kind of fizzled. I'm not really sure why he did this, because he goes ahead and lets the Whimsicott die. I'm just going to go for the Flamethrower, because even if he switches in Chandelure, he can't do anything to me, and he's Scarfed too, I know, so it's not really a big deal. But then he just brings in Abomasnow to essentially die. And then, Chandelure is basically, that's it, basically. He goes for the Trick as I bring in the Azumarill. He gives me a choice scarf. You know, obviously I know he has a choice scarf. Not really a big deal for me. And he's gonna go for the energy ball. It actually doesn't KO, and I'm just gonna go ahead and go for the waterfall, go for the safe waterfall, and get the KO. So that was a really good battle. I just wanted to upload it because I thought the beginning had a lot of good predictions. I felt like I played around the prankster users pretty well, when normally I just get kind of outplayed by them, I feel. But right here we got another battle. Different team against Shabbles, who was actually pretty high ranked, and I was surprised that I did so well. You're going to find out right here. This is an old team that I used a very long time ago. This was actually my first UU team in 5th gen once I started getting back into it. But he starts off with Azelf. I'm going to lead off with gligar. Great lead, honestly. I think he's like one of the best leads in UU. We just trade rocks. I go ahead and U-turn out as he psychics me. Don't really take that much damage, but I'm going to switch into Bisharp. Hoping that he'll switch out, I'm going to go ahead and go for the substitute. See if I can set up. He's going to bring in Amoonguss. Now this first part actually worked out really well. I just go ahead and go for the Swords Dance. He's gonna, I guess he might have Hidden Power Fire, and I go ahead and go for the Iron Head, and he does a decent amount of damage with the Hidden Power, but he's not gonna be able to take me out. And I guess he doesn't really care about his Amoonguss because I'm just gonna go ahead and knock him right out with the Iron Head. So things are looking pretty good for me. As he brings in his Empoleon, I'm gonna go for a substitute, just seeing what he wants to do, and he actually does sub. So this is very nice. I'm going to go for another Swords Dance, and this part is really funny. The guy kind of laughed in the chat, but he sets up Agility, actually. And he goes for the Surf, as I go for the Iron Head. Now, at this point, I am fearing death, basically, so I'm going to go ahead and go into the Snorlax and take whatever he wants to throw at me, and I take it very, very nicely. You know, Snorlax is my special wall. He's one of the best walls. I don't know, just Gligar and Snorlax are fantastic together. So I go ahead and Whirlwind him out into his own Snorlax. And I'm just going to go for the Body Slam, see if I can get some Parahacks or, you know, whatever I can do. And I actually do get the Parahack, which is nice. I don't know what kind of set this is yet, but, you know, just sort of feeling things out. Predicting him to maybe go for the normal type move. I don't think he's going to over-predict and go for Crunch or something. I bring him Mismagius, and he does in fact go for the Body Slam, so that's nice. On his switch, I'm going to go ahead and go for the Substitute, and as he brings in his Azelf. And I'm just going to go ahead and go for the safe Shadow Ball. Don't even want to set up a nasty plot at this point. I really love Mismagius, actually. Really nice poke. He's going to bring in his Zapdos. I got to switch out, so I'm going to go into Snorlax, who's my special wall, of course. All-purpose special wall, just really bulky. I can take Thunderbolts for days, and I'm just going to go for rest on my next turn, just to, you know, ensure my presence in this battle, basically. As he's going to switch out straight into his Heracross, I'm going to go for the Sleep Talk. Now, I mess up the Sleep Talk a bunch of times this battle, but it doesn't end up happening, you know, where I wake up and I go for Sleep Talk anyway, but I go ahead and Whirlwind him out into his Zapdos, which is really nice. He just goes ahead and switches in his Heracross again, but I get the Whirlwind again, which is super nice, as he gets Whirlwinded into his Empoleon. Now here I mess up Sleep Talk, you know, I Sleep Talk as I wake up. Not really a big deal. I can do this all day. Like, I'm not really worried. Like, I'm not even sure why he's staying in, to be perfectly honest. I mean, maybe he's just afraid of the Whirlwind, but then again, looking at his pokes, he doesn't really have much that he pretty much needs to keep Heracross if he wants to take out my Snorlax. So I'm pretty much just going to keep going for Body Slams to get the Parahacks, and he's actually, it looks like he's sub-Pataya. So he gets the Pataya boost, but I survive, and because he's paralyzed, I'm able to go first on the rest, which is really nice, really nice. Kind of lucky there, but I don't know. Again, now after the Pataya, it does look like it's doing quite a good amount. So it does seem like a pretty powerful set, but I'm still able to take it very well. Take out the, but finally with one last Body Slam, I'm gonna be able to take out the Empoleon as he brings in his Heracross on the down, and I'm going to bring in Gligar to take the physical hit. He takes it like a beast, as I thought, and expecting him to switch, I'm going to go ahead and go for the Roost, which is great. Now he reveals that his Snorlax is actually a curse set, which could be good, could be bad. So I'm just gonna go ahead and U-turn out. I get a crit. I don't really think that mattered. As he goes for the Body Slam, and I'm gonna switch in Mismagius. So I'm making very good predictions here. And he apparently doesn't have the Crunch because he just goes ahead and switches right out. I'm gonna go for Hidden Power Fighting just to see how much it's gonna do. I don't really want to set up a nasty plot at this point. I was afraid he would just Crunch, so I just wanted to get as much damage as possible. But he brings in the Heracross, and I bring in the Gligar for the resist on his physical hit. As I go for the Earthquake, just to see what he wants to do, but he does in fact bring in his Zapdos for the immunity, so that's good for him. He avoids it, and on my Snorlax switching, he goes for the Roost to get back up his health. So he's looking not that bad, but I still have 6 pokes, so he's going to have to pull something together pretty quick. I'm just going to keep going for Sleep Talk. I pull a Rest. I'm not that worried. He's not doing much damage to me at all. Snorlax is just bro. Snorlax gligar is a defensive core that I think is just unparalleled. I really love this team. This is probably my best team out of all the teams that I've made. But yeah, I do predict the Wake Up here very well, and I do go for the Rest on the right on the Wake Up, which is nice. So he has no choice but to switch out, and he goes into his Heracross, and I pull the Body Slam and take out his Heracross. So it's not looking good for this dude, as I'm pretty much able to just keep going for Sleep Talk and do whatever I want, basically. Yeah, not gonna lie, this turns into a 6-0. So I just wanted to record it because this guy was actually really high ranked. He was way higher than me, and he played well. I just totally played around him, and I was very happy. And it's also because of my team. To be honest, I think my team definitely very seriously countered his team. He mentioned it after the battle, and I didn't really think about it until later, but looking at his attackers, I mean, okay, he has basically 2 special attackers and a Snorlax and Heracross, and he needs to have Heracross in order to even touch my Snorlax, because it doesn't look like his Snorlax even carries Crunch. But yeah, so I mean, that's going to be the end of the battle, and that's pretty much it. So real quick here, I just want to do some administrative things, basically. I haven't uploaded in like 6 days. I'm going to try and actually get more frequent about this. I really like uploading videos. I always did before when I used to YouTube. I've gotten some challenges, so for those of you who have challenged me and didn't hear back from me yet, that's because I've just been doing finals and going crazy and wanting to kill myself, so chill out on that, and I will hit you up very soon for a battle. So I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the very near future. General Hines out.